Hello, friends, and welcome to Spirited Movie Companions, a movie podcast from the guys that brought you Bottled and Bond. I am Mike Scott, and I have been watching and enjoying movies since I was a kid in the 1900s, and I've always been interested in the history and the lore behind their creation. So, alongside my friend Charlie, we will be taking a deep dive into movies we choose based on a randomly selected monthly theme. We will also be providing pairings for the movie, which may include other movies, books, music, and, in the spirit of our Bottled and Bond podcast, companion beverages. Today we will be discussing 1990's Troll 2. So make yourself some popcorn, find a comfy seat, and pour your favorite drink while we ponder this question. How could a movie that received 0 Razzie nominations possibly be bad? This is episode 10, Troll 2. Charlie, welcome.
Thank you, Mike. You know, the 1900s weren't that long ago.
What a momentous occasion.
Yeah.
Troll 2. Beloved from my childhood.
I can't wait to talk about this.
We'll get into it.
And discuss your childhood and how it may explain things about you today.
Wrapping up this theme, which is well drinks. Obviously, we did The Room earlier this month, and now we are doing Troll 2.
Where can we go from here on
I know.
drinks? It's like we've seen the Citizen Kane and Citizen Kane 2 of well drinks, I think.
Nice. Our companion beverage, this is a first for our podcast. This is a completely custom companion beverage that Countess Tracy made up. It's called the Nilbog Nightmare.
I mean, it might be the first totally novel drink I've ever had with more than 1 or 2 ingredients, right? Where you just put 2 random things together.
Errors and omissions. We did have one this week because of you.
Yeah.
The book Airport was not written by Alex Haley, best known for Roots. It was written by Arthur Haley. I'm guessing he's a white dude.
But even more interestingly, Arthur Haley wrote a screenplay for a little movie called 0 Hour.
Nice.
As well as writing Airport.
That's awesome.
How amazing is that?
We need to watch Airport.
And
you saw it.
I watched Airport, and it was great. And the thing is, apparently, Arthur Haley was a big fan of Airplane. He thought it was hilarious. He got a writing credit, so he probably made a whole lot of money on it, which helped. But he thought it was very funny, apparently.
We do have a email from Countess Tracy regarding Airplane because she got to listen to her birthday
She
episode.
sent it all the way from downstairs. Huh?
Yeah. Dr. Mrumak wasn't delivering a baby. Clearly, you've never had a pelvic exam / pap smear.
Okay.
Thank you for my special episode. I am ready to watch both of the companion movies now and probably Airplane one more time after. Countess Tracy.
Oh, yeah. She should see Airport for sure, I think.
Yeah.
And, we may need a disaster movie theme or something because we should probably at some point watch The Towering Inferno and The Poseidon Adventure.
Right.
I think. I mean, those are also both very special in their own way.
That'd be a good month theme.
Yeah, I think so.
Recent favorites. So I have watched a few things. I watched the TV show Nirvana, the Band, the Show. It's now available on Hulu. I had already seen the movie, which is called Nirvana, the Band, the Show, the Movie, and I really liked it. But watching the show and then watching the movie again, because me and Tracy watched the movie this week after watching all of the show, 16 episodes. We did it. We binged it in a week.
Is this a comedy?
It is very much a comedy.
Okay.
There's a lot of callbacks to old TV sitcoms.
Interesting.
Not your old TV sitcoms, but 80s TV sitcoms, because these guys are my
might
age.
be mine too.
You might still like them, but the movie experience was even better watching the show.
So should I watch the show first?
Yes,
or the movie?
definitely watch the show first, then watch the movie.
Okay.
I also watched a movie called I'm Gonna Get You Sucka, which I had never seen. It's a Keenan Ivory Wayans movie.
I got some issues with the grammatical.
Yeah, I know you do. I watched In Living Color was required viewing for me when I was a kid. We watched
That's a very funny show.
every
I used
Sunday,
to watch that.
every
yeah.
Sunday, and it's Keenan Ivory Wayans, but it's basically like Airplane, but in a black community and just making fun of things. It's awesome.
All right.
I highly recommend it. And then I watched a Martin Scorsese movie. I don't know if you've ever seen this. Alice Doesn't Live Here Anymore.
You don't know if I've ever seen it.
I
Of course, I haven't seen it, Mike.
Well, I don't know.
I've never
It was
even
pretty
heard
popular.
of it.
Okay. So it's basically about this mom that her husband dies and she has to raise her kid alone and she's trying to find a job and she ends up at this diner. And it's a really good movie. It turned into a TV show called Alice.
Really? It was the inspiration
Yes.
for that show. I'm very familiar with the show, of course.
And also, wasn't there a spinoff called Flo?
Probably.
But Flo in the movie was played by Laura Dern's mom, Diane Ladd.
Oh.
Um,
Did
but-
she say kiss my grits a lot?
she never said kiss my grits
imagine
in
that.
the movie.
Well, then it can't be good, like the show was.
Right. Really good. No, really good movie. Highly recommend it. What about you? What'd you watch? I'm on pins and needles because you told me you watched something.
I
and you
watched a
won't tell me.
movie. I watched The Grapes of Wrath.
Really? Oh, the
The
Henry
1940
Fonda.
Henry Fonda.
Oh,
Boy, Henry Fonda. He's pretty good.
yes, he is.
Yeah. It sounded like that was kind of his first major
Yeah.
role. He's pretty good. He's
Nice.
very smooth, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
But everyone was good. Ma was definitely good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you read that book?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay.
The book.
Have
is
you
great.
read East of Eden?
Yeah.
Okay.
Also loved that.
Because I would like to watch
I
the
like
East of
his-
Eden movie too
Yeah, I haven't seen that.
with
but
James Dean.
oh, James Dean is
James
in that.
Dean's
huh?
in it. Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah, it's a very good movie.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's
although-
really spot on with the book, and the book is phenomenal.
Yeah, well, it doesn't end with Rose Sharon nursing the guy who's about to die
Spoiler
after she
alert.
has a stillborn child.
Yeah.
But
It was 1940.
still, wherever there's a man who's, I don't know, fighting for something,
Yeah.
I'll be there.
Yeah.
Wherever there's a child excited because there's food for them to eat, I'll be there.
Nice. It's a great movie.
It's
a
pretty
great
good.
book, and it's a great movie.
It's pretty good. The book, though, I mean, there's just obviously a lot more detail in the book.
Right.
And so in the book, they have hard times in the movie, but in the book, man, stuff goes wrong. My
Yeah.
gosh, it's dreadful, right?
Right.
I mean, one thing after another, it's just so hard. And the ending of the book is far less hopeful than
Right.
the movie. The movie's slightly hopeful at the end, but still, good movie.
John Steinbeck. He's just one of the greatest authors of all time.
Yeah.
Although now
very, very
I'm
good.
reading my fourth Pat Conroy novel,
Yeah, you're
and
really
he
into
is
this guy.
starting to get Steinbeck level for me.
All right, I guess I'll have to.
Yeah.
Did they make any movies out of his stuff?
Yes, they made The Great Santini, which I have not seen,
Is it supposed to be any good?
yeah, and then they made The Prince of Tides, which I have seen and
Oh,
is
okay.
good, and is starring Nick Nolte and
Yeah,
Barbara Streisand. And
Nick Nolte. You need to see 48 Hours.
there's a
But
Bond,
go ahead.
There's a Bond connection
Oh.
with The Prince of Tides because her husband in that movie is Jerome Crabb, who was the doofy kind of. We thought he was like switching sides in Living Daylights, but he actually wasn't switching sides. He was working with that arms dealer guy,
Oh
Sure.
yeah. Yeah,
and he was also in The Fugitive.
the arms dealer who had like the layer with like
the
big-
models.
the models, and like the battle table that opens up, and then like guns come out of it and everything.
Where he's like standing in the foyer and he's just standing there like a soldier, but it turns out it's him.
Yes,
Yeah.
but then they shot up the whole place at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good stuff.
good stuff.
All right, let's go to the one shots.
Okay.
Here's mine.
Mhm.
Who amongst us hasn't pissed all over the family dinner to prevent them from turning into goblin food?
Mine is just, is this movie so bad it's Doog?
Yes. That's brilliant. I love that. That's amazing. I got a little background. Not much. With a shoestring budget, a predominantly Italian crew, and a cast of people with almost no acting experience, Goblins was destined to fail before shooting, which lasted only 3 weeks. But then they changed the name to Troll 2, leading to strong word of mouth after airing on HBO and developing into a cult following still strong today.
I mean, in that respect, it's amazing how similar the two movies are that we watched.
Yeah.
The two movies we watched are not just some studio movie that they bought and they gave it a budget, but then it just ended up kind of sucking and they had normal actors in it. Both of these movies were some passion project for some person, and they tried really hard in their own particular way, but they had inexperienced people, and the acting is not as good as it could be.
That's a very kind
They
assessment.
had fairly low budgets, although this one sets a new bar for low. Although, see, that's where we talked about this after we watched the movie. The funny thing is, Clerks is exactly the same way, in a sense, got made in exactly the same way with an extremely low budget.
Yeah.
But it almost works, and no actors, but it's just people standing around talking. The acting isn't like outstanding in Clerks, right? It's, you can tell, but it's just about people standing around and talking, and they do goofy stuff.
A little easier to film something like that with just dialogue.
And so I think making a goofy comedy like that versus these two tried to make a very serious movie, both of them.
Right.
And it's kind of fascinating because that might just mean that it's harder to make a low budget drama with untrained actors than it is when you're trying to make something goofy, and it is goofy. And people recognize it for being goofy, and that's what makes it funny.
Right.
These movies weren't trying to be goofy, but they are goofy and therefore are very funny, like Clerks was.
Yeah.
Right?
The nice thing about both these movies, too, is that, like, obviously there's fandom from both of them, but a lot of the principles from the movies have embraced the stupidity. Not stupidity, that's the wrong word.
No. The fact that they tried to do something.
The cheesiness.
This is how it ended up.
Yeah.
It is what it is. They were not top Hollywood stars who made a flop. They were regular people who acted in a movie almost on a whim.
Yeah.
And this is what happened. And suddenly they're more famous than some people who have made mediocre movies.
Right.
Right? So it is interesting.
We'll talk about the cast that clearly we've heard of for many other things they've done.
Yeah.
So we have Michael Stevenson as Joshua Waits. I want to say a few things here. First off, Michael Stevenson has done a few documentaries. We'll talk about one of them a little later.
Yeah.
He also did a movie that was on Netflix starring Bob Odenkirk that he directed.
Really?
So that was pretty cool. I emailed Michael Stevenson and asked him if he would be able to say any comments about, about this movie, what it meant to him, what it led to for him later. He did respond to me, which was very nice of him. I thought that was awesome. I haven't gotten any details yet. If I do at some point later, I will obviously say it on a future episode, but
interesting
that he responded at all. I thought that was pretty cool. He's still obviously actively working, doing his thing. So kudos to him. And I think he was like one of the only people in this movie that actually had previous acting experience. So, I mean, it kind of shows too.
It's kind of apparent when you watch the movie, I think.
Yeah. We have George Hardy as Michael Waits. He was a dentist that was teaching some exercise classes in Salt Lake City. Some of his friends were taking acting classes, and they asked him to join them. This eventually led to him auditioning for, in his words, a B-rated Italian film.
Oh, with his accent, I can see him saying Italian.
We have Margot Prey as Diana Waits. Margot Prey, I'm just going to say it. We'll talk about the actual documentary later. She has struggled with some, maybe some mental issues and stuff. If you watched the documentary that we'll talk about later, you could see it in there. We have Connie Young as Holly Waits. Robert Ormsby as Grandpa Seth. He actually did a lot of like plays and stuff. He actually was an actor too.
I could see that. He had the ability to deliver his lines
Yes.
pretty well.
We have Deborah Reed as Credence Leonore Gielgud. Gielgud.
I think she probably majored in overacting in college.
Deborah Reed. She was Darren Ewing, who played Arnold, spoke very highly of her. Said she was actually very awesome to be around on set. So
Yeah.
that's nice. And we have Jason Wright as Elliot Cooper, the doofus boyfriend.
Yeah. He is a doofus boyfriend in so many ways.
Yeah. So this was directed by Claudio Forgrasso, who that's not the name that's on the credits. I don't know if you noticed that or not.
No.
I can't remember the name now. It was like Drake something or something like that.
Interesting.
Written by Claudio Forgasso and Rosella Drudy. Rosella Drudy, who has passed away, wrote the screenplay after being pissed that a bunch of her friends became vegetarians. So finally, we get a movie with the courage to push back against self-righteous vegetarians.
Boy, little did she know how much it would catch on.
Right. Produced by Joe D'Amato, music by Carlo Maria Cordillo, played entirely on a Roland D50 and Korg M1 synthesizers.
All right.
What do you think of that music?
It's definitely part of the vibe.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's very 80s, even though the movie
it's
came
very
out in the
80s,
90s.
right? It's synthesizer. Well, I mean, 1990 is
It's the, yeah.
basically
It was filmed
the 80s,
in the 80s
right?
anyway.
Yeah. So, you know, when you think back on things, you sort of forget that things actually take a while to transition, right? There were no 90s until Nirvana,
Right.
right? I mean, it was still just
That's what
the
changed
80s.
everything.
Yeah. So music-wise, but yeah, the music was something.
Budget for this movie, $100,000.
Wow.
The box office. There is no box office. It was never released in theaters.
Man.
But now there's like showings and stuff. I don't know. I don't know
I
how
bet
much
they
money
somehow made back the $100,000.
I hope so. I hope so.
I would bet.
Hosts history with film. Tell me your history of this movie, Charlie.
I watched it yesterday. That's my history.
We had a nice viewing with Countess Tracy, Charlie's wife Becky, and our number one fans, the Amy and Sean.
This is the type of movie you should watch with friends.
Absolutely.
It makes it more enjoyable.
I have a history with this movie.
Yeah.
I watched this movie in the early to mid 90s with my cousin. I was out there for a week. We was out like in the country. I was staying at his house with my brother, and somehow we stumbled across this. I don't think we rented it. I'm pretty sure it was on like HBO or Cinemax. And we watched it, and we laughed our asses off.
Out in the country, it was probably on like the satellite TV
Right.
or something. Like one of those old big satellites
Maybe.
or something.
And we just laughed because even as 12, 13-year-olds, we knew it was
You recognized how wonderful
very
it
bad.
was. Yeah.
And so we watched it probably 3-4 times at least.
Oh,
My
I can see like 12 and 13-year-olds thinking this is the greatest thing they've ever seen.
my cousin's name was Josh. So for 30 years after that, anytime I would see him, I would be like, Joshua. So I have a long history with this.
Did you make him sing your favorite song?
I asked him to, and he never did. He did piss on all our food once. That was very uncomfortable. It was Thanksgiving. It was embarrassing.
I bet.
But yeah, so I have a very long history with this movie. There's no way we would have covered this had I not had that history.
Oh, thank goodness.
Yeah. So we'll go to the movie now. We'll start with meeting the Waits family. Grandpa Seth, just like Columbo in Princess Bride,
Yeah.
tells his grandson Josh a story about Peter, who is dressed like Buddy the Elf or Link from The Legend of Zelda. He is being pursued by cruel, deformed forest dwellers, the goblins, as some awesome synth music plays. Peter stumbles and falls unconscious. He is awakened by a girl with huge eyes, the color of the sea, and some sort of skin infection.
Yeah, I'm right. What is? They've
Oh,
really painted her face.
They put a lot of freckles on her.
with fake freckles.
Feeding Peter some delicious green crap that causes him to sweat chlorophyll.
And the night-looking guy, he looked really sunburned, didn't he?
Yeah.
Like his face was very red.
Eventually, the girl turns into a goblin. Peter turns into half man, half plant. He's halfway to Groot.
Yeah.
As story time ends, Dr. Beverly Crusher's doppelganger, aka Joshua's mom, comes in as Joshua tells his mother that Grandpa Seth was telling him a story. But there is nobody in the rocking chair.
Dun, dun, dun.
The rocking chair that is still rocking when
I
she
know,
comes
right?
in.
You'd think she'd notice that.
So this is Diana, Joshua's mother. She tells Josh that his visions of his grandfather are an invention of his subconscious, and that Grandpa Seth must be banished from his mind.
Well, yeah, because Grandpa Seth is dead,
Yeah,
apparently.
you want to forget about him.
Yeah.
Completely.
That's what you should do with dead relatives, Mike.
Diana then goes to check on her daughter, Holly, who's pumping iron in her room.
In a very 80s workout outfit. Man. I mean, it is as 80s as you can get. Like the weird leotard thing that doesn't cover your top, but you have a t-shirt on underneath it with the straps and the super high leg openings over the hips. Yeah. I mean, it's very, very 80s workout.
I'm allowed to say this because I was 12 when I watched it. I had a huge crush on the sister.
Oh, I can see that.
Yeah.
I can tell why you would. Yeah. And, you can already tell the production value of the movie because all those scenes in the forest are filmed in just broad daylight with no lighting. Right. They obviously could not afford lighting because everybody is clearly just lit by regular sunshine.
I think it's established $100,000. Most of it was spent on making the green goop that's prominent.
I would imagine so. And the popcorn popping.
Yeah. Where was the Oscar or the Razzie for Margot Prey in this scene, the mother? Where she was like, your grandfather, my father,
yes,
is dead.
Well, and where's the Oscar nomination for her hairdresser?
Oh my gosh.
With the big poofy 80s hair.
So later, Diana and her husband Michael are
Well, hang on. Yes. Sorry. We're starting one more theme of this movie.
Okay.
Which is Joshua's room.
Okay.
Somebody obviously said, we need preteen boy room.
Let's put every baseball team possible on
they
the wall.
Went to Goodwill or the sports store or wherever, and they bought pennants and various other items. So far, we're just going to start here, but he's got a Daryl Strawberry pennant. He's got a Cincinnati Reds pennant, and he's got a San Francisco 49ers pennant that we've seen so far.
Yeah.
We'll get to more when they shoot different shots in that room. Yeah. But so far, he's apparently a fan of these variant. Yes, whatever sport there is.
Right. So Diana and Michael are discussing their upcoming trip to the tourist getaway of Nilbog, where they will escape the rigors of modern convenience to be peasants and farmers. Diana then asks...
which they made this... Didn't they make this into like a reality show at some point where people like go out and... It was a little more specific, but people had to go out and like be on some 1800s farm and live without all the conveniences of the city. I think there was a reality show of this.
Right,
but this is like a weird exchange program or something.
Diana then asks Michael who the goblins are, because when she was talking with Joshua earlier, he was talking about the goblins, but
does he have a pennant of the goblins in his room or something?
He's confused by Diana's question, or he just can't act for shit. Who knows? It could be one or the other.
This is where they're discussing this on the couch, where they keep alternating as they switch the camera angle of his shirt being totally unbuttoned and seeing his chest, or buttoned most of the way up. Each time they switch the camera angle, his shirt is either unbuttoned or buttoned.
Yeah. Then we go back to Joshua, who hears a noise in his bedroom. So he examines the window and discovers some creepy teenager outside. just
way-
like Animal House.
Yeah. We see a Montreal Expos helmet.
Yes, the ELB helmet.
Yeah. I know, which is an M.
What?
It's an M.
Is it?
Yes.
ELB?
I always thought it was ELB. If you look at it and forget it's 3 different colors, it's a stylized M.
That's insane. I got to look at it after the show now.
Look at it.
That's insane.
I thought it was ELB
Blowing
for
my
years.
mind. I thought it meant
It's
like
an M for
I thought
Montreal.
it was French for Expos, baseball.
Maybe it is. It could be, but it's also an M.
So this guy outside the window.
Also, sorry.
Yeah.
Also the Chicago Cubs and the Detroit Pistons.
Oh yes, of course. I have piston pants. You ever piston? Do you have any? Okay. Piston shorts.
Appropriate for this movie.
Piston underwear.
No.
So this is Elliot, Holly's boyfriend. He surprises her, hoping to have his own iron pumped. She rebuffs him quickly, telling him that her father would cut off his little nuts and eat them. Elliot has to come with her to Nilbog, which is a half-empty town. That sounds amazing.
So I guess his parents are just going to let him just wander off to Nilbog.
We got some great lines here. The first line.
No, we have some lines here.
No, these are great lines. Release your instincts in the bathroom, she says to Elliot.
Yes.
And then we have when she punches him straight in the balls. Are you nuts? Are you trying to turn me into a homo? Great. That's aged so well.
It really
Because
has.
getting punched in the nuts makes you gay.
Obviously.
I mean, maybe a eunuch.
Maybe a eunuch.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, that would be bad.
Where was Oscar?
Eunuch would be bad. That
Yeah,
would actually
it
be.
would.
Yeah.
So where was Oscar or Razzie for Connie Young in this scene with her phenomenal acting?
Yeah.
So
I
now-
don't know. That was great.
So the next day we're on the road. Holly is distraught because Elliot said he was going to go with them to Nilbog and he was going to meet up with them. But Holly is distraught that Elliot didn't show up for their trip, which started a half an hour late. Or an hour and a half late, sorry.
Fortunately, we're in a Ford Aerostar
Nice.
van.
Classic.
With no
80s.
headrests, apparently.
Yeah.
So, like, definitely big whiplash problem if you get hit in that thing.
No.
Everyone, don't get an Aerostar.
So
Good luck finding one.
So Holly and Michael are fighting about Elliot, and Diana is trying to ease the tension between Michael and Holly by having Joshua sing the song she likes so much, which ends up being Row, Row, Row Your Boat.
Joshua, start singing. Come on, sing that song I like so much.
I don't feel like singing, Mom.
Just sing.
Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream.
Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream.
Who would like that song?
I mean, I love that they all come in at separate points. and
Yeah.
they're
They
all
do it
singing.
in a round. That's a round.
Yeah. Clearly, Diana has some sort of brain trauma. It's kind of concerning.
I'm guessing it's they had to pick a song that's in the public domain.
Exactly. Absolutely 100%. We get some generic country music playing as the Waits family continues their journey to Nilbog. Then we see Elliot and his doofus friends head for Nilbog in an RV.
Specifically a 1985 Fleetwood Heritage 2000.
Wow. You went deep on the research. Good job.
Yeah.
So-
So the boys just have an RV.
Huh?
Like, I don't know whether they rented it or some parent let some idiot 18-year-old kid or whatever,
See, that's the thing,
16-year-old
too.
kid, whatever, just go out in an RV.
Even at 16, how old is Holly supposed to be?
I don't know.
She was 14 and 15 when she filmed
like
this.
as an actress.
But she does look a little older.
She looks
I
old.
guess.
I mean, girls
We'll
look
say
older.
she's 16, 17. Sure.
Yeah. They're both high school age, obviously. So I mean, it's the storylines. We've seen enough teenage
Yes.
movies. It's consistent.
So the
but-
guys were trying to like high five or something, but they had some weird hand gesture. I didn't know what was going on there. It was ridiculous.
It was.
So we're back in the Waits van. Joshua begins to turn into a plant as the rest of the family mocks him. The family
And creme de menthe pours out of his forehead.
Yeah. The family turns into trolls. No, wait, sorry. Goblins. As Joshua
Right.
gets stabbed in the chest with a branch, Waking up from a nightmare, everything goes back to normal, except for Josh seeing Grandpa Seth on the side of the road with a sign that says, "Stop them." Josh pretends that he needs to throw up and runs back to Grandpa Seth, quote unquote. Michael backs up the car, and Grandpa Seth turns out to be some random hitchhiker. Because Grandpa Seth's warning
Creepy.
Joshua to not go to this town.
Right.
As the Waits drive off, they spot Elliot and the doofus gang broken down. I guess they weren't
think they
broken
just
down.
parked.
They were just parked.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were on the side of the
For
road
some reason.
waving
And they're
at Holly.
ahead now.
Yeah, and then
How'd they get ahead?
I have no
They
idea.
wave, and then she flips them off.
She tells them they're number one.
But then they have a great scene where they show the Aerostar driving down the road. You cannot see anyone in that van.
No.
Yet these boys perfectly see her from the other side of the car flipping them off.
Yeah, we're
I have
talking like
serious issues
almost a
with this.
football field away.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's not possible, Mike.
I know. You can't ruin this movie. I mean, it is exactly what it is. So, well, and now we go to the town of Nilbog. So the luxurious Ford minivan arrives in town, eventually making its way to the farm where they will be staying.
First, it stops in front of the general store
does.
for a second, and some just weird, creepy farmers
like 7 guys are
come
just
to
looking
the
at the
front
window. Yeah,
window and look out, and it doesn't look good.
Right.
Not promising.
the Waits family meets the perfectly normal farming family that all have some sort of weird skin blemish.
Yeah.
They,
They should have had him like hold the pitchfork and stuff, right? Just to even be as American
Hammer it
Gothic as you
home,
can be. Yeah.
they swap keys, and then the clearly inbred family drives off. But before they do, the inbred boy throws a ball to Joshua,
Yeah.
which says, "Eat before we eat you," on it.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, is he instructing him to eat? I don't know what it means.
We'll find out later.
It's creepy.
The Waits family then scopes out the house, seeing that the inbreds left them a wonderful meal to enjoy. Grandpa Seth appears at the window, telling Joshua to stop them from eating the food because they'll end up like Peter in the story. So then Grandpa Seth pulls a Zach Morris, stopping time so that Josh has exactly 30 seconds to stop them from eating.
So all the food and drinks are green. Mm-hmm. But like there's some green liquid.
I like
There's
green crap on the top of my corn on the cob.
corn
Yeah.
cobs with like green stuff slathered on it.
Yeah.
Now, what it looked like is a green version of what in my house we called squeeze butter.
Okay, I know what squeeze butter is.
The margarine
I do.
that you
Yep.
squeeze out of the thing?
Yep.
Yes, we called that squeeze butter, and we did use that on corn. It's very convenient for corn.
Yeah.
Now, there's probably no butter involved in making it.
Yeah.
It's probably
It's vegetable oil.
vegetable oil that you can't even get anymore. It's probably partially hydrogenated, and now you can't even buy it. But squeeze butter, we always had some around for our corn. But this is green squeeze butter.
Right.
And who eats an ear of corn with green stuff on it?
All right.
Not me.
So being 11 and stupid, the only thing Josh can think of is to piss all over everything.
I mean, he waits the whole 30 seconds. He could have grabbed everything out of their hands. And it's filmed so great because they're clearly just pretending to
Right.
be frozen in time, right? They couldn't have a special effect. So just like the end of every Police Squad episode, they're pretend frozen in
Yes.
time.
I mean, this is a memorable scene. This is possibly the most
yeah.
memorable scene of the movie.
Yeah.
Josh gets up on the table, unzips his pants, and then we cut to them throwing all the food away.
Yes.
Where was Oscar or Razzie for the entire Waits family staying completely still as Josh realizes he needs to ruin the food?
Yes. I mean, you can tell they're trying to hold still.
Yeah.
Like the liquid is like
Yeah.
shaking a little bit in the glass, and you can tell they're like breathing and stuff, but still, it's great.
Little trivia for this.
And how did they not laugh when he stands up on that chair and
I
starts
know.
to unzip his pants?
So that scene was actually not in the script. Joshua was just supposed to throw the food around the room.
Yeah, which would have worked and yet been not as good.
Yeah, the director found that boring. So he's like, okay, I just want you to get up on the table, unzip your pants, and then we'll cut. And so then we go to Michael carrying Joshua up the stairs. How often does Michael beat Joshua that Diana has to tell him not to beat him? The fear
I
on
know,
his
right?
face when he started to adjust his belt looked really real.
Yes.
So is I kind of put that
But
note
he's
in the wrong
not
spot.
taking his belt off,
No,
is he?
we'll get there. I actually put that little note in the wrong spot. But as the meal is put in the trash, Michael carries Joshua up the stairs. Michael shows Joshua the writing on all of the doors, which has each of their names. And the writing clearly means hospitality. And I feel like he looks back at the camera each time when he explains
You know
what
what
it
this
means.
means? This means hospitality.
Which you certainly can't piss on.
Do you see this writing? Do you know what it means? Hospitality. And you can't piss on hospitality. I won't allow it.
So he throws Joshua down in his bed, asks his dad, what's he going to do to him, with terror in his eyes.
Yeah.
Clearly worried he's about to get the shit beat out of him. But Michael just tightens his belt. And then we get the memorable line, probably my favorite line of the movie.
What are you going to do to me, Daddy?
Tighten my belt by one loop so I don't feel hunger pains. And your sister and mother will have to do likewise. Okay, Joshua, you want to get rough with me? You want to show me that you don't like the choice of this house for our vacation by going on a hunger strike? Well, I'll accept the challenge. But just remember, when I was your age, I really did suffer from hunger. We'll see who gets through this. But just remember, I've got more practice than you. I'll see you tomorrow.
Hunger pains, not pangs.
No. Right.
Hunger pains. Where was the Oscar/Razzie for George Hardy in this scene?
Oh, it's great.
It's amazing.
You can't piss on hospitality. I won't allow it.
Josh examines the walls of his room where he sees goblins, wherever he looks.
Or whatever. It's definitely creepy wallpaper or posters or whatever they are.
Yeah. So then we get Elliot and the Doofus gang back at the RV. Arnold is bitching about the lack of single unattached horny girls. Apparently,
As they watch a show about apes that blast off into space. I don't understand what they were watching.
it's 2002.
Probably
A Space
whatever they
Odyssey.
could afford to pretend was on TV.
Yes. Or maybe they filmed it. I couldn't find out.
Maybe.
Arnold ends up heading outside to puff a smoke. He sees a pretty girl running through the woods.
Does what anyone would do.
Yeah, he catches up to the girl.
And tackles her.
Falls on top of her. The frightened girl at this point points to the goblins, and they're heading towards them. Arnold tells them to get out of here, or they're going to be in a lot of trouble.
He does his tough guy routine.
Yeah.
He does a good tough guy routine because he's
5
obviously
foot-
going to impress
he's
this girl.
5'0"
Yeah. But he's taller than those.
sure
troll
barely,
goblins.
barely.
Yeah.
Thoroughly unimpressed, a goblin spears Arnold in the shoulder, and then Elliot and the Doofus crew laugh off Arnold's screams of pain. They hear them in the background.
Yeah, exactly.
Eventually, Arnold and the girl escape, and they find some house/church, whatever, to hide in. Where was the Oscar or Razzie for the goblin costumes? How amazing
man.
are the goblin
Oh
costumes?
my gosh, they're good. They're really good, especially the bulgy eye one.
Yeah. So now we're in the witch's house, and this is Credence Leonore Gielgud. She's of ancient druid origins. She introduces herself to Arnold and his new girlfriend. Arnold asks for a hospital, but Credence says they are used to curing things themselves in Nilbog. So Credence gives them a broth to cure their ails, but it just causes the girl to writhe in agony while still managing to climb the stairs.
Yeah. She drinks the weird smoking green stuff.
Yes.
She's obviously not in good shape. And he just sort of stands there and watches the whole thing.
So at this point, Arnold is paralyzed, and he watches as his lady companion continues to scream in agony, eventually turning into food for the goblins. And here we get a memorable line.
They're eating her. And then they're going to eat me. Oh my God!
Seriously, where was Oscar for Darren Ewing in this scene?
I don't know.
Says that line.
Although I did like where she says she's one with the vegetable world. When
Nice.
after she drinks the stuff and is turning into whatever she turns into.
Yeah. So now we're back at the farmhouse. Joshua continues to show his disdain for this vacation, while Holly, in an awesome Garfield shirt, does some weird dancing shit in front of the mirror. She does that glasses thing that I don't know how to do with my hands because I can't bend them around enough.
You can't do that?
I can't.
This?
No, I can't. I can't bend my arms that way.
Seriously?
Or my fingers, yeah. She speaks to Elliot.
I'm going to have to force you to.
I'll try later.
Yeah, I'll grab your arm and just push it until it's good.
She speaks to Elliot via the mirror, giving him an ultimatum. Either her or the doofus troop. Suddenly, Grandpa Seth appears in the mirror.
Ooh.
Freaking out, Holly tells Diana and Michael that she saw Grandpa Seth.
By the way, I did like her Memorex DBS 60 colored cassette tape that was
the
in
tape
the
was
cassette
awesome. Yes.
that was in like the boombox
Yes.
she was using to listen to do her awesome dance that apparently she made up.
Right. That was very cool. So smug Joshua is happy that it wasn't him this time that saw Grandpa Seth. Michael checks the mirror out, accusing Holly of hallucinating and smoking dope again.
Yes. Exactly.
14, 15-year-old Holly is once again back on the marijuana.
Yeah.
Holly refuses to sleep in the room, so Josh offers to instead. As the rest of the family
Yeah,
leaves.
because they got the wrong rooms. He wants to talk to Grandpa.
As the rest of the family leaves, Josh summons Grandpa Seth via the magic mirror. Josh brags about pissing on the food while Seth tells him that they need to get out of the house. So now we go to the next day. Back at the RV, while one doofus laments the lack of beverages, the other two, possibly naked in the same bed,
you can't tell.
go back to sleep. At the farmhouse, Mother Waits laments the lack of food, pouring curdled milk down the drain. Michael and Josh head into town to get some food.
I mean, they could have at least done the over-under. You familiar with the over-under?
No.
Okay. One person sleeps on top of the covers and the other person sleeps below the covers.
Yes.
The over-under.
They could have done
At
that.
least if you do that, you make it clear nothing's happening.
But they could have been gay. Not that there's
I
anything
mean,
wrong with that.
But one of them was the boyfriend. So there would be something wrong with it from her standpoint.
Very true. So, unnamed doofus, I don't think we've gotten his name yet, jogs on the road as a cop, Sheriff Gene Freak, what a name, stops to offer him a ride into town. Freak gives doofus a sandwich with green goop in it, which he readily chows down on. The sheriff then drops him off at the general store. The doofus asks about, are there any girls around here? And the sheriff just laughs and drives off.
Yeah, that is pretty good.
He then goes into
By the way, it's a 1975 Chevy Chevelle Malibu.
Oh,
police
the
car
cop
is.
car?
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
In the store, the doofus spots numerous half gallons of milk just sitting out on the shelf.
Yeah, like we had seen. So we didn't call it out in the where they go into the house, but when they're looking for food in the house, the family, they find cartons bottles of milk.
Yeah, I was talking about the curdled milk.
Yeah, with it's all like cottage cheese,
Which was actually in the
consistency.
fridge in the house.
It was in
but
the
now
fridge
it's
in
like
the
on the
house.
shelf in the
just
general
out.
store.
I don't know what that was.
So
they
while
never
he's-
really explain it.
While he's looking at that, a goblin.
Yeah.
No, wait, I think this is actually a human. Harasses him for his carnivorous ways because he's asking him for like eggs and bacon and stuff like that. He gives doofus.
But they're okay with milking cows,
Yeah.
although it might not have been milk. I don't know.
Maybe not. He gives the doofus a gallon of the Nilbog milk. Meanwhile, several inbreds are staring at the guy, telling him that his friend Arnold is at the house that looks like the church.
Yeah, you should probably go over there.
We now go to the church where Credence examines Arnold the half-plant, feeding him some water so he grows big and strong.
I mean, the kid in the planter growing branches is really, really good.
Now, back in town, Michael parks the car and then just takes a seat on a bench reading a vegetable cookbook
Yes.
while waiting and being patient. Josh tries to summon Grandpa Seth in the car mirror, and then he realizes, I know you didn't know this before now. You had to have Joshua tell you this. Nilbog when he looks in the mirror,
Uh-huh.
he sees that it's goblin spelled backwards.
Oh, my goodness.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
If only it were troll spelled backwards.
I know.
So Michael, the dad, having fallen completely asleep in a matter of seconds, doesn't see Joshua skateboard away.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Vegetarian cookbooks will put you to sleep.
That's
though,
very true.
To be fair.
That's very true. So back in the forest, the doofus starts sweating green goop. So he decides
That can't be good.
He decides to drink some delicious, warm Nilbog milk and immediately spits it out.
Very thick, warm Nilbog milk.
Credence then scares the shit out of Diana at the farmhouse by bringing her a very appetizing-looking cake.
Yeah. Oh, I thought it was a pie, but you're probably right. But it says welcome on the top in green icing.
Of course. And she comments how Holly is very appetizing too. Holly's about to head out on a walk.
Yes. That's a disturbing comment.
Oh, you know what? It was actually a pudding, apparently. A solid pudding, I guess.
Well, but that's what they call like a lot of desserts over in England, right? So maybe when these people who wrote it, the Italians probably knew English.
Yeah.
And so they might have called it a pudding. Yeah.
I do like that Credence breaks the fourth wall here because she stares directly at the camera.
She does.
When she tells Diana it was no trouble to make the dessert.
Yes.
We get back to Joshua now, who finds a derelict building. He's snooping around. He finds a large group gathered inside to listen to a zealot named Bells.
We just find a 1951 Hudson Commodore in
Of
there,
course.
right? Yeah.
Of course. So there's this zealot named Bells that's in there preaching. Josh tries to get a better look, seeing that the swapping family that they saw earlier is still in town. Bells is preaching...
Listening to this guy's weird sermon.
Yeah. Bells is preaching the virtues of veganism, bemoaning the disgusting habit of eating meat. Joshua moves a board, causing his skateboard to startle the crowd.
I mean, he didn't have to move the board. There was plenty of room to see through there.
And on top of that, the hand that comes up and grabs his face was immediate. Like that room wasn't like 8 feet high.
Exactly. How did the arm got like a foot up through there. Like, I don't, and goblins are short. And the humans couldn't reach up there.
Yeah.
Well, there were chairs in the room. Maybe he stood on a chair and reached up and got
Bells looked like
real
a professional wrestler. I was a little disappointed that actor was not a professional wrestler because he looked like one.
He did.
We now go to Holly visiting Elliot as he's putting on his clothes after his little tryst with that other doofus, apparently. She tells him he needs to choose, which confuses him to the point that Holly has to knock him out. We're now back at the building. Bells and Sheriff Freak try to force Josh to eat some ice cream. Fortunately, the dad, Michael, arrives to save Josh from the evil ice cream, pointing out the...
Just the way they make that ice cream, it is disturbing the way they're putting things in that bowl.
Pointing out the cloverleaf-shaped mole each citizen has. Josh tries to convince Michael that the townspeople are actually goblins. Preacher Bells spouts off some random words about having patience until tonight. So then driving back to the farmhouse.
Well, I like the family's excuse. So he figures out, the family's here. Why are you still here? We had car trouble. We're leaving this evening.
Oh, okay.
We thought we'd go to a sermon while we wait for
Ned the Goblin to fix their car.
Yeah, exactly. Or Cooter.
Cooter, rest in peace. He just died. Driving back to the farmhouse, Michael sees that Holly is at the RV with that playboy son of the Coopers. What a line.
Exactly.
At this point...
Although if they let their kid go out and take an RV all on its own, I mean, maybe the kid is... I mean, maybe the whole family's kind of nuts.
So eventually, Elliot's like apologetic and everything, and they go off together and they go to the farmhouse, leaving the third doofus to his own devices.
Yeah.
By the way, this is where I learned that the jogging doofus, the one that went to get the milk, his name was Drew.
Okay, Drew.
So Drew makes it to Credence's house, staggering
church.
Yeah, staggering in and failing to notice that Arnold has turned into half plant.
Well, because he's got creme de menthe coming out of his forehead, leading into his eyes, but he probably can't see very well.
Right. Arnold finally gets Drew's attention so that Drew is able to remove the branches covering his mouth. Arnold, planted in a pot, is being dragged out of the house by Drew as Credence returns.
I don't think he was dragging him the most efficient way.
No.
He's trying to drag the pot, and even in real life, that's probably darn heavy.
Yeah.
Like, I think you should grab him, kind of topple him over, and try to drag him out.
Right.
That's what I would do. You might even have gotten his feet out of the pot, right?
Yeah.
Because you're dragging the pot, and all the dirt's in there. So maybe if you tipped it over and pulled him out of the pot, it might have worked better. Or roll the pot sideways. I could think of a million ways to get him out of there faster.
Credence does knock Drew out, throwing him on. I think he lands on a bed or something.
Mm-hmm.
And then she punishes Arnold by chainsawing him. But she didn't kill him? I don't know.
No, she said it would tickle, and he starts laughing.
Yes.
She must have just been taking some low branch or something.
Later, Drew wakes up to a blender with green goop in it. So Darren Ewing, the actor that played Arnold,
Okay.
claims he had branches over his mouth because he was complaining too much about being stuck in the flower pot for hours. So at this point, we're about to start this wonderful shindig at the farmhouse. So we're going to take a break.
All right.
And we're going to get our Nilbog Nightmare.
Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah. We are back
Yep.
with our Nilbog Nightmare. This is a custom cocktail. It's got like De Kuyper's green apple liqueur, which is like $10.
Okay.
Got a little bit of Smirnoff,
Okay.
and it's got like a coconut kind of base to give it a little more thickness. So cheers.
Cheers. Appley.
Makes me want to become a vegetarian. Not.
Oh my gosh, Mike. There's green stuff coming out of your hairline.
They're eating Charlie, and then they're going to eat me. Oh my God. That was our best acting ever. Nicely done. So Michael and Josh return home to find a big party in full swing with the townspeople. Josh,
Yeah, the nice people just came over
Yeah.
to show them their hospitality and not eat anything, but bring a lot of food.
Right.
But get the family to eat things.
why couldn't they eat it?
I don't know. They're vegetarians. Why can't they eat the green stuff, whatever it is?
No.
You'd
So-
think they'd be eating it all the time.
One would think. So Josh tries to tell the family that the townspeople are goblins, but Michael will have none of it. Josh tries to summon Grandpa Seth, but Credence appears in the mirror as a goblin busts through instead.
Yeah, that's pretty
that was
scary.
a good jump scare.
Okay, that was the scariest part of the movie.
That was a great jump scare where she
really
jumped
was.
through the
And
mirror.
the mirror just shatters everywhere, and no special effects. I think they really broke a mirror. Those look
yeah.
like very dangerous shards of mirror.
Yeah. So the Waits family, clearly uncomfortable with the hootenanny, sit patiently as the townspeople dance around them.
Yes, and bring food menacingly toward
Yeah.
them.
As the goblin is about to kill Josh, Grandpa Seth shows up, chopping off the goblin's arm.
Yeah, real Grandpa Seth. Like, I guess
he just
like he's
appeared
now
now,
in
yeah.
actual human form.
And that's actually Credence's arm.
Yeah,
So Credence
as
goes
we
back
find
through
out.
the portal or whatever. I like the reverse film shot of the mirror coming back together in one piece as
Yeah.
she falls through. So Seth tells Josh that they have to put out the fire as Credence screams in agony over her lost arm. She sticks her arm in a magical light and it is restored.
Well, she like shoves it between the Stonehenge rocks.
It's the power of
into the like there's fog back there behind the rocks or something.
It's a
like
power
that.
of
Fog and
Stonehenge
light.
not seen since This Is Spinal
Yeah.
Tap.
Speaking of Stonehenge, were you aware? Have I told you before that my friends and I, when we were in high school, maybe, started down the path of writing a video game on the Atari 800 computer
Wow.
called The Green Falcon and the Legend of the Stonehenge Gems. And we got so far as making the opening sequence with, I believe it was Stonehenge and a falcon coming in, like landing on one top of one of the stones.
Wow.
I think that may be as far as we got in writing the video game, but we had all kinds of ideas.
So by writing it, was this like programmed or was
Yeah,
it
yeah.
okay? You actually
It was like an
programmed to that
animated.
point.
It was like an
Wow.
animated falcon landing on the top of Stonehenge.
That's impressive. You should probably finish it now.
I mean, we really should. And I don't even know what the legend of the Stonehenge gems is, but we would have definitely, I'm sure, firmed that up.
We'll be
when
releasing
we
this on Nintendo
made
Switch next year.
Maybe.
Nice.
Well, like now we can just go out to AI and make it write the game.
Oh,
like I could probably go out there and ask it to write it, and it would have the code done in like 20 minutes. Probably.
We just lost every listener that's not a friend of ours personally.
I don't know.
Nobody wants to
I'm
hear
actually
that AI
thinking
crap.
about this now, Mike.
That's amazing. So we're back at the farmhouse where Seth and Josh plot some arson. The hootenanny continues as Preacher Bells stops Seth and Josh from firebombing the farmhouse.
Well, I mean, apparently Grandpa, when he comes back to life, just carries Molotov cocktails
Yeah.
with him. He just has a Molotov cocktail on him and hands it to the kid. Grandpa will create a distraction while he
With the
has the
fire-
kid
with the fire
light the
extinguisher.
Molotov cocktail.
Yeah.
Shows very, very good judgment.
Yeah.
Like, how about, kid, you create a distraction while I,
throw it.
Grandpa, who's actually already dead,
Right.
light the Molotov cocktail. I mean, just a suggestion.
Bells decides to send Grandpa back to hell. So Grandpa was in hell for some reason, or at
Maybe.
least he thought
I
he
don't
was.
know. Yeah, I don't know.
But Seth does a little magic of his own, sending a
Wait,
lightning bolt
and
at
then-
the zealot.
yeah, and well, did you like the green contact lenses? That must be the
Yes.
one thing they sprung for was green contact
wouldn't like
lenses.
Bells
they were
when
kind of
he's angry.
Yeah, exactly.
That was
I like
totally
that
Incredible
they sprung
Hulk.
for the green contact
Yeah.
lenses, which I didn't know they had in 1990, but they must have.
Total Incredible Hulk.
Yeah.
But Grandpa Seth somehow manages to summon a lightning bolt and shoots it at Bells and sets him on fire. So Michael's inside and sees this happen, and Ever the idiot runs outside.
That must be the one stuntman they could afford.
Right,
was
the guy on
somebody to
fire.
be lit on
Yeah.
fire, right? Because that had to somehow be a professional stuntman. It was probably half the budget or
Yeah.
something. Was that stuntman?
It was very impressive that Michael knew that there was a fire extinguisher to his right as he was running outside, because he immediately turns, grabs the
Yes.
fire extinguisher, and tries to save Bells. But he's already dead, and the charred body is that of a troll. I mean, a goblin.
Oh,
sorry.
right, Goblin. Yeah. Oh, it's scary.
Yeah.
And they start showing it, and they start to go a little bit south. And I thought maybe we were going to see what a troll / goblin dong looks like.
Yes, they stopped.
We
just
were real
before.
close
Yeah.
to seeing what that looked like.
They call them the tripod folk.
Right, maybe. Well, they're not that far off the ground to begin with, but
Yeah.
still.
The townspeople are now thoroughly pissed, so they all stare in judgment at the Waits family as they back
As
away.
they let them go backwards into the house.
Back
It's almost like creeping through the birds, right? When they like creep through all the birds to not like set
Okay.
them off,
Yeah.
right? Like just walk slowly and they won't attack us.
I'm due for a rewatch of The Birds. It's
Yeah,
been a
you
long
really should.
time.
You should read The Birds. Have you ever read The Birds?
I have not.
Yeah, you should read it.
Back at the church, Credence asks the magic rock of Stonehenge to come and protect its children.
Did I ever tell you that my obsession with Stonehenge started in 10th grade when we had to take geometry?
Mm-hmm.
My geometry teacher was really out there.
Okay.
Really out there. He made us write a paper in each semester of geometry. Who has to write papers in geometry class? Right? The first one I did on the aerodynamics of cars. Makes sense, right? You know me.
That's
right?
you. That's
But
par
the
for
second one I
course.
did on Stonehenge, because it's sort of a geometrical design, right? So
Yeah.
I did all this. I really need to see Stonehenge someday. So, and maybe I'm descended from druids or something like that,
Maybe.
right? Maybe when I go there, I'll find out. Like if I touch them, maybe the power of good that I have.
Are they in Ireland or
They're in England.
Scotland? Oh,
They're
in-
on Salisbury Plain, I
Okay.
believe.
but not Salisbury Hill.
No, Salisbury Plain. That's below the hill. The hill's
Okay.
above the plain.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So clouds are gathering outside as the final doofus is sitting in the RV. Credence is then transformed
Hang on.
into a attractive...
First, in order to get the people to come out of the house, they're surrounding them and they throw a bag of sandwiches onto the porch.
Let's go... Oh, that's later. Sorry. I have that, actually.
Okay.
You're close.
See,
just
I wrote
real-
that
just
before
real
the
quick.
kid in the RV.
Credence is transferred into an attractive young woman.
Yeah.
And then we go to the farmhouse.
Yeah.
The townspeople, led by Gene Freak, which would be a great, like, punk rocker name.
Oh, that's great, isn't it?
He demands that the Waitses eat sandwiches so things go easier.
Yes.
So the Waits family scrambles around inside as Josh pleads for Grandpa Seth.
This almost could turn into like a Night of the Living Dead thing,
Yeah.
right? I mean, they're trapped in the house and all the weird
Yeah.
goblin
People that are clearly capable of opening a door
goblin trolls
decide
are
not
outside.
to.
I know, right? And the sheriff has a shotgun,
Yeah.
which he decides not to use.
Yeah. At this point, and Joshua says it at some point, he calls her Big Sister. Big Sister Holly
Yeah.
suggests that they hold a seance to get Grandpa Seth to come back. Back at the RV again, Dupus number 4 finds some Spanktravision on the TV.
Watching the Goblin Network.
As Credence writhes around on screen with an ear of corn, seducing the doofus to come outside.
First of all, the TV's not on.
No.
Just so you know. The
Right.
TV, like, there's no lights on
Right.
the TV. So they're obviously superimposing this over it. But, I mean, to be fair, when somebody in a low-cut shirt is writhing around outside and they have an ear of corn,
You're
you
gonna
want to
go.
you want to see what's going to happen,
You're gonna
don't
go.
you?
Yeah.
I mean, you can't just not see
Yeah.
what happens with that. You obviously are going to go outside and
Right.
see what happens.
So Doofus, with his unbuttoned shirt and all, spots Credence, still holding the ear of corn and dressed very suggestively.
Yes.
She puts the ear of corn in her dress, steps inside, and
I mean, you still want to know what's going to happen
Yeah.
here, don't you?
has an erotic makeout session with the Doofus and the ear of corn as popcorn begins popping all around
Well, he
him.
says he likes popcorn.
Yeah.
She asks, and
So
he
she
says
puts
he
it on
likes
his
popcorn.
mouth, and they're chewing it together, and then all of a sudden,
Lady in the Tramp style, but with corn.
yeah, off frame, popcorn just
People
starts
are
exploding.
throwing popcorn
Yes.
into the frame. As we listen to a very, generic fake rendition of "You Can Leave Your Hat On," 9.5 Weeks fans.
I still need to see that.
I don't know if I really recommend you see it, but there is a very famous scene.
Kim Basinger, right?
I don't know. Maybe. I think so. Where they play "You Can Leave Your Hat On," and let me just say there's fruit and stuff involved in that one. A lot of fruit, but I'm sure they were inspired by that
But no
to
ears
do
of
a
corn.
fake version of "You Can Leave Your Hat On" with the corn.
I'm sure.
Is corn a vegetable?
Yes.
It might be. Is it? Are you sure?
Yes.
Vegetable is usually like the stalk of a plant, and that's like the seeds. I don't know if it's a vegetable. We'll have this on the omissions last
Okay,
time.
fine. Wow. We've really, really fallen down a hole here. The seance at the farmhouse is not successful at first, while the inbred goblins just stand around outside. Sheriff Gene Freak fires a couple of warning shots. Finally, Seth gets tired of Josh being a big baby, so he shows up at the seance. He tells him that they only have 10 minutes and that he'll start disappearing when the clock strikes 6, even though the clock says 5:55. He starts disappearing anyway.
By the way, I have the answer already about corn.
Okay, good.
Corn is used as a vegetable in the kitchen, but it is a fruit and a grain.
Okay, fine.
You
I
like
guess
that?
grain makes the most sense.
Science says corn is a fruit. Each kernel grows from the flower part of the plant and holds a seed. But dry, mature corn left on the stalk is a whole grain.
See, the goal of this podcast is to have nobody listen to it other than the people that are mandatory required to listen to it. So,
I thought it was to
Thank
educate
you
our
for your corn
listeners
talk.
on important
no.
issues of the day.
Well, if anybody that listens to this doesn't live in, one of the flyover states that has corn, then I guess you have just been educated.
Yes, exactly.
Sick of waiting around outside, the the goblins, finally just come in and start attacking the Waits family.
Now, I like how many candles were on this table, and there was
for the seance,
so
yeah.
much wax on that table, right? They come in, and the candles are on the table, and the wind is
So
blowing
they've
real
clearly
hard.
been shooting it for hours.
Yeah,
to try to get it
because
right.
also in different scenes, the candles are different lengths, right? So, but there's a lot of wax drops on that table. I think it was a total loss, maybe.
It's like a Ricky Martin
Unless
video.
you can put it in the freezer. If you put candle wax gets on stuff, you put it in the freezer, and then you can like chop it off.
Man,
More educational
all kinds
information.
Of great educational
I know,
stuff.
right? Well,
So somehow the Waits then run upstairs, and Michael is the last one. Somehow one of them is on the ceiling of the stairwell and drops down on Michael.
yeah, I don't know. Maybe they can fly or like jump real high or something.
He fends the goblin off and heads upstairs. At this point, it seems like the family has completely forgotten that, because we didn't really say this, but Josh disappeared.
Yeah.
And a goblin took his place. So Josh is completely somewhere else.
Well, see, I wrote in the Circuit Tome, I wrote, Joshua is a goblin? Question mark. I mean, he's sitting right in the chair.
Yes.
And the next thing you know, there's a goblin sitting there.
Yeah.
So he turned into a goblin as far as I'm concerned at this point.
So Joshua, actually having switched places with the goblin, wakes up in Credence's lair. Meanwhile, the Waits family continues to battle the goblins as Josh wanders around the lair. Grandpa Seth finally shows up.
Joshua had never been in the lair, right?
He had
so
not.
This is the first time he's in there. Yeah. So he's a little bit trying to figure out what's happening and where he is.
Fortunately, the grandpa shows up and slugs one of the goblins.
Yeah.
Seth then gives Josh a backpack of stuff he can only take out when needed, which ends up
Not
only
knowing-
being one thing.
Yeah, not knowing what's in there,
Yeah.
it's hard to know when you would need it, but it turns out to be fairly obvious when to open it.
So Grandpa Seth points out Stonehenge to Josh, says that they just have to touch it for things to work.
I don't know.
Back at the farmhouse, the Waits family continues to try to evade the goblins, but they are finally closing in on them.
And Dad uses the daughter and wife as a human shield.
Yes, that's
He's
right.
standing behind them with his arms around them.
That's right.
Just in case anyone attacks, they'll get the daughter and wife first before they get to him.
The final doofus wakes up in a pile of popcorn as Credence discovers outside that her beauty is gone. At this point, back at the...
What did that have to do with?
I don't know. Back at the farmhouse, the goblins finally speak and immediately disappear because they know that Credence is in trouble.
Maybe that's like Superman. Like if he sleeps with a woman, he loses his powers or something. And she had the corn stuff with the boy. So like maybe she lost her powers.
My question here is, the goblins are just able to dematerialize and rematerialize
there's
wherever.
a transport. Like
Why,
they can
why
teleport.
haven't they done that before?
They could have just killed them easily by
Yes.
this point if they can teleport.
Back at the church, Seth tells Joshua he's leaving, informs him that it's only the power of goodness that can defeat the goblins.
Which would have been useful information a long
Yes.
time ago.
Credence shows up, throws Joshua to the
He
goblins.
also at some point told him he had to destroy the rocks, though, didn't he? He told him he needed to destroy the rock.
I think so. Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now he says the power of good. And I kept waiting for him to destroy those rocks.
Credence brings out the green goop to feed to Joshua, but he's able to pull a double-decker bologna sandwich to freak everyone out.
It looks like it's like half a pack of bologna
It
at
does.
least
It does.
in that sandwich.
He eventually throws the sandwich at Credence and the goblins and then continues to grope the stone.
Well, as he's eating the bologna, it's like he's causing them pain.
Yeah.
They're all like
They're
freaking out.
vegetarians. It's
So
disgusting.
they could have defeated them by just eating some meat.
Yeah.
Bring some meat with you. Hey, Joshua, when you guys go to Nilbog, take a ham with you. And when you get there, eat the ham and you'll kill all the goblins in the
Plop
town.
it off on that table and then you don't have to piss on
And
it.
then the whole thing could have been over.
Yeah. Miraculously, the rest of the family arrives at the church. All very convenient that they just managed to find it that quickly.
Yeah.
So and then Josh tells them all to put their hands on the stone. Credence and the goblins just stand around and scream while the family concentrates on the stone. Eventually, lightning strikes, and the goblins and Credence start dying.
I'm surprised they didn't go back in time, like when they put their hands on the stone. Like what's that show?
The show?
Oh,
where you put your hands on the stone and go back in time?
Yeah, you put your hands on a stone and go back in time, and you're a woman, and you meet like a really dreamy Scotsman.
Outlander?
Yes.
Outlander.
Exactly.
I've only seen the first episode.
Yeah, there
but
you
I know what
go.
you're talking
You
about.
put your hands on a stone, you transport back in time, and meet a super dreamy, the nicest old Scotsman who's ever existed.
Nice. Where was the Oscar or Razzie for Credence's makeup in that last scene? Because it was like
her face
everywhere,
really looked good, didn't it?
But yeah, the goblins and Credence all start dying. So now we are back home, having defeated the goblins.
Yeah.
Elliot and the Waits family get home. Diana, this is the weirdest thing because it's like George has work to do or something. Or I'm sorry, Michael. Michael has work that he has to go do.
Yeah, I get. Do we know what he does for a living? I don't think we do.
Not a clue. It's like The Room. We don't know what.
Yeah,
we don't know what Johnny's doing.
Right?
But Elliot and Connie go with him to work, I guess, because they all stay in the van. The only ones that go inside are Diana and Joshua. Diana gets an apple out of the fridge, offers one to Joshua, who declines.
Thank goodness.
So later in his room, Joshua tries to speak to Seth again.
He has an A's pennant in there now.
Okay.
That we see.
That's
the last of this that I noticed, but I'm sure on a second watching I would find even more team paraphernalia.
A second watching that will never happen, probably.
I don't know.
Josh then hears some strange whispers, so he looks for his mother. He continues to search the house, and then all of a sudden there's a baseball that bounces down the stairs with the word yummy written on it.
That can't be a good omen.
Joshua then finds the shower empty, except for a bunch of green goop, which looks very similar to our companion beverage.
It is. It just occurred to me why this all happened.
Okay.
Because the
they swapped families.
Foreign exchange family was in the house.
Yeah.
It didn't at the time. I'm like, why are there goblins here? Why is this happening? The foreign exchange family really did go to their house.
So it wasn't a
residence.
plot hole.
No.
So Joshua heads to the kitchen where he finds the goblins.
Well, first he goes to the bathroom.
Well, yeah, he sees the green
There's
goop in the
green
shower.
goo all over the shower. But why is it in the shower?
She was showering.
Okay, so she took a bite of the apple.
She took a bite of the apple.
But only one bite because
gushing,
we see the apple.
Yeah, she started gushing green goop.
Oh, and she wanted to wash the green goop off.
Yeah, sure.
She goes to the shower, and instead of just eating her there, they drag her back down to the kitchen. Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, Joshua heads to the kitchen.
They're picky about where they eat. Like, well, we got to eat her in the kitchen.
He finds the goblins eating his green gooped mother.
Yeah, that can't be good.
One of the goblins then looks at Joshua, asks if he wants some, causing him to scream in terror. And roll credits.
And then what happens?
Roll credits.
Oh, my gosh.
Joshua screams, credits roll, movie over.
So either way, this kid's got serious issues to live with for the rest of his life.
Oh, yeah.
After you watch your mother get eaten. Why do some people who eat this stuff turn into a plant and other people like just turn into like gooey green stuff that can be eaten right away?
Maybe it's a time thing. Maybe it depends on how long it takes. Because, I mean, I guess
how much green goo you
Arnold didn't actually eat the goblin stuff. He just drank whatever Credence gave him.
Yeah, but so did
the
girl.
Why
the
are
girl
we
turned into
this?
goo and she just drank out of the thing.
Why are we asking these questions? We know that this is trash, so yeah.
No, there's still some. This could have been thought through, Mike.
On a $100,000 budget.
Yeah.
I have some trivia.
We're on a $0 budget and we're thinking it through.
You make a valid point. There was a sequel to this movie that came out in 2019 called Under Control. George Hardy has quite a role in that, the dad, Michael Waits. It makes The Room and Troll 2 look like Citizen Kane. It is easily the worst movie I've ever actually finished. It is so bad.
So
it's German.
It's like bad, but not in a funny way.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I made all of you sit there and watch it with me, you would probably punish me afterwards with like physical violence. It is so bad. George Hardy, who plays Michael Waits, claims he never saw Troll 2 in full until 2010.
I could see that because it never actually came out.
Yeah. I have a couple companions. Pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
The first one you watched also. Best Worst Movie, a documentary about the film directed by Joshua, Michael Stevenson.
Which I will say, just like what's interesting is both bad movies we watched had other movies made about the making of that movie. Like that's how famously cult classic they are. So yes, if you watch this movie, which you should do with friends, I would recommend watching that documentary because it, just like the other one, just like the Disaster Artist, it sets some things in your mind that you totally understand how it happened.
Yeah.
And it makes complete sense what happened. And both times you realize that the filmmakers were completely earnest in what they were doing.
Right.
They didn't have the resources or necessarily the experience or whatever else or lighting or anything else to do it. But it puts it all in perspective and it all makes sense.
I will say it really does make the director look like quite a jerk.
It does. That is the difference, is that the director had no part of the Disaster Artist.
Yeah.
And in this one, you see him because it's a documentary and he's somewhat irritated that people aren't taking the movie seriously.
Right.
Now that's possible that the Disaster Artist would have been the same if he had part of it. He may be irritated that people don't take his movie seriously.
I mean, he was very insulting to the people on the stage, all the actors and stuff. It was a little sad, but I mean, the thing about that, the worst thing about that movie is like the mom and how far she was clearly she needed help,
had issues.
Yeah. So, but still, it's a fascinating documentary directed by Joshua, and yeah, really cool. My other companion, if you want the worst double feature of all time, watch Troll 2 and watch the Garbage Pail Kids movie. I was literally back and forth on which one I was going to pick. The Garbage Pail Kids movie may be worse than this.
Okay.
But someday, we'll see.
Is it animated?
No. It's all like little people in costumes.
Seriously?
Yes.
But they're from like cards or stickers that you got,
it's
right?
derived from like some card, collectible cards. The actual Garbage Pail Kids, they flew in from space in a trash can that looks like Oscar the Grouch's trash can.
Sure.
It's a kids movie. It was supposed to be a kids movie that has no possible kids themes to it. It's insane.
Interesting.
But I love it because it was also one of those ones I watched a bunch
that
as a
must
kid.
have been like your generation's wacky packages. Have you ever heard of those?
No, I have no idea what you're talking about.
I'll show you.
Do our favorites now. So my favorite character, of course, is the dad, Michael Waits, because his line deliveries and everything are amazing. So then my favorite line is, "You can't piss on hospitality. I won't allow it."
Yeah, I agree. I mean, that's the best, most memorable thing. And
my favorite scene is that scene too. It's just him carrying Josh upstairs, the mom screaming not to beat him, and then him tightening his belt and everything. I mean, that's all my favorite stuff.
It's a combination of fantastic writing and line delivery.
It's so funny. I watched like some of the interviews and stuff with people, and they were like, "Yeah, we thought that this would sound better." And the director refused to let us change it. He's like, "No, this is how Americans talk. This is exactly what it needs to be."
Right, the Italian guy telling Americans how they speak. Yeah. It is really... It explains a lot.
It does.
About it. But I will say in the documentary, that dentist/father seems like such a nice guy in
He
real life.
does.
Like, you would definitely want to hang out with that guy.
He just wanted people to know about this movie and know that he was in it. He was so proud that he was in it.
And he was
And
just
he-
having fun, and he's
and he
willing
was,
to
yeah.
just have fun. And he seems like he'd be a good dentist. Like,
Right.
you'd like
Yes.
getting your teeth fixed by him or whatever.
I did reach out to him too at Instagram. I don't even know if he like checks his Instagram. He's 71 now.
Oh, wow.
I think he still practices his dentistry, but yeah, did not hear back from him, but that's fine. I mean, I wouldn't expect those kind of things. So what's your favorite stuff here?
Oh, same thing.
Oh,
That
the
line
same?
is
Nice.
great.
Awesome.
Yeah, it is. And yes, the father is great.
So we got our final thoughts and rating out of 5 stars. I really went back and forth on this because obviously I have a big history with this one. And it's like, does my history mean I should probably say 5 stars just because of the history? It's a terrible movie. It's so awful, but I have so much fun watching it. But I'm going to put it in the same category as The Room. It's going to be 1 star and a heart.
Right. As a movie, it is easily 1 star.
Yeah.
As just sheer enjoyment, it's way above how bad the movie is.
Yeah.
But yeah, there are certain 1-star movies, I guess, that you should just watch. Like, you should watch them.
We need some suggestions for what our next 1-star movies should be that we should watch the next time we
I
spin
know,
this.
because I don't even know where to go from here.
So that's it. So we have 2 things to talk about here.
Oh, yeah.
So first off, we talked about our theme. We'll talk about our theme for next month, September, which is Tears in Our Beers, movies that make us emotional.
Yep.
We both have our picks.
Yeah.
Mine will go first this time, since
Okay.
yours went first this month. I'm going with Good Will Hunting because I love that movie. I love Robin Williams, and I mean, spoiler alert for the 4 people that'll listen to this, but yeah, it's going to be Good Will Hunting.
Okay.
What's your movie, Charlie?
Mine is Field of Dreams.
Nice. Which I haven't seen in a bit. And it's a good
I
thing
haven't
you
seen it in
didn't
a long
all
time
of a sudden.
either, but I really like it.
I'm glad you didn't change your mind like right now because I already
Yes.
bought the companion beverage for your movie. So yeah. But we have a 3rd recording session
What?
in August.
We do? What are we going
And
to do?
a certain person's birthday is very early September 2nd.
Yep.
So we're going to do Charlie's birthday pick with our final recording of August that I have no idea what it's going to be. And he's going to reveal right meow.
Okay.
Right now.
So I did a lot of thinking.
Mm-hmm.
It was hard for me to figure out what I should do. But I decided that I should pick the first R-rated movie I ever saw in the theater.
We already covered Animal House.
I didn't see that in the theater.
Okay.
My father took us, probably because we'd seen Animal House and liked it, and he
Okay.
thought this would be fine for us to see. And it was, because we loved it. And that movie was Stripes.
Oh, man. Are you a homosexual?
No, but we are willing to learn. Did they
Nice.
send us somewhere special for that?
Wow. I did not expect that one.
Well, I just decided it had, like, it's a real marker in my life because it was the first R-rated movie I saw in the theater that my
Hey.
dad took us to. I wasn't 17 and neither were my brothers,
That's amazing.
but he thought it would be funny. And we went, and really, okay. It's hard sometimes to remember. I don't remember much swearing, if any, in that.
Yeah.
Do you?
I don't know. I've seen it twice, I think.
Oh my gosh, really? And the only real problem is the mud wrestling scene.
That's not a problem.
But I'm certain that we had seen a woman's breast by then, so that probably wasn't a real problem. So,
Wow.
yeah, Stripes.
So there you go, Stripes. Hey, you can't park that car here.
That's okay. We're abandoning it.
That'll do it. Thank you, Charlie.
Thanks, Mike.
We hope you enjoyed this episode of Spirited Movie Companions. If you'd like to send us a message, you can do so at spiritedmoviecompanions@gmail.com. Until next time, make yourself some popcorn, grab a comfy seat, and find yourself a spirited companion. Goodbye.